Today's daily recap for Beyond the Gates is for Thursday, March the 13th, 2025. Well, today is Nicole's big day. The gala that have been planned for months is finally here, everybody. Now let's take a look. The family actually had some really good pictures. Let me see, where is it? There we go. We have, pictures. They had pictures of her around her picture with all the ladies. But guess who got a temp job as a server for the event? Leslie. Oh, she wanted to really tear this thing up, right? And then there was another picture of the entire family. They all looked really, really good. I mean, good looking family. Now, I had another picture here. We have, where is it? Right here. Nope. There it is. We have Anita. Just, oh my goodness. She looks so good in her dress. And Vernon, I mean, they were a handsome couple. They went to that little diner to get some, she said, some good old soul food, right? I don't know, soul food diner, but they got some good old soul food. And before they went to Danny's place. Now, Danny is going to, she was the MC. She was going to be MC in the whole event, and she was ready. And she says, "Don't worry, girls," because her daughters were over. They came, and Naomi was with Jacob, looking good. They all looked good. And they said, "Okay, Mom, remember, this is Aunt Nicole's night." She says, "I am not going to make this about me. I know that." So, but when they came, she was looking at her tablet of Bill's social media, and it's got a bunch of pictures of him and Haley, all photoshopped, of course, but in Italy, right? And she's just getting jealous, just seething. And then when they come in, "What are you doing, Mom?" "Oh, I'm just going over my notes." She kind of brings her tablet up to her chest, and then she turns it over and puts it down. "Just going over my notes, for the MC." So they go, "Okay, good, good." She goes, "You all look marvelous. You look good. I've got some snacks over there." And it was just really some carrot sticks, celery sticks, and some dip, right? And probably low calorie dip. So for Chelsea. So anyway, they're like, "Okay, Mom, good." So she goes, "Look, where's Grandma and Grandpa?" They said. And says, "Well, they're on their way. It's still early. I'm gonna go touch up my eye makeup before we leave." So they said, "Okay." So she goes upstairs, and there she is on that tablet, flipping through, seeing more pictures, getting more mad. And then she goes, "Ah!" And she's getting ready to throw her tablet. But Naomi was walking in, and Naomi says, "Mom, what are you doing?" And she goes, "Naomi, what are you doing in here?" She goes, "No, what are you doing?" Because she creeped up on her. She saw that it was pictures of it. She goes, "What are you doing?" "Looking at pictures of Dad and Haley on their honeymoon." "No, no, I mean, I was just," she goes, "No, Mom, mm-mm." "And you were about to throw that tablet," she says. And so she's walking out of her mother's room, and her mother's following her. She's walking to Chelsea and Jacob, she's saying, "Mom, why would you torture yourself like that?" And Chelsea's looking up, and so she tells, and she goes, "Oh," right? And she goes, "Well, I was just looking. There's nothing." She goes, "No, you were getting worked up. They are married, Mom. Let it go." And at that time, Anita and Vernon were coming in, and they goes, "Yeah, amen to that. Let it go." And so she goes, "I am." She goes, "And you know what? I want to make sure you understand. This is your sister's night." She goes, "I know. I'm not going to make this all about me. I know how important this is to Nicole." So her mother's like, "Okay, I'm just saying," right? So they all get ready, they leave. Now, At the house, at the Richardson house, Nicole's getting ready. Her husband's ready. He's got his little tie. She told him it's a little crooked, but it was a bow tie. And so she says, but let me finish getting ready. And she looked at Eva. She goes, oh, Eva, um, you're going to need to go get dressed. You got to go home and get dressed. And she goes, wait, for what? She goes, for the event. And Eva said, wait, I'm going to the event? She goes, of course you're going to the event. All my staff would go to the event. Mona would be at the event, but Mona's sick. She goes, I am so sorry. I let that slip through the cracks. She goes, you were always intended to go. She goes, you've made all the final touches on this event. It came together at the end because of your help. So of course you're there. And I want you sitting. Your seat is at one of my tables. She goes, at a family table? And she goes, yes. She goes, no, no, no. I could not. I don't belong there. I don't belong sitting at the table with your family. She goes, don't talk like that. Yes, you do. And so she goes, oh, wait a minute. You probably don't have anything to wear. You don't have a dress, do you? And she just kind of looked and she goes, you're about Chelsea's size. And I thought, well, Chelsea might be out of town, but last I checked, Chelsea's about a buck thin and Eva is about $2, right? So no, they ain't about the same size, right? And so she goes, but oh no, I could not wear anything of Chelsea. She goes, look, Chelsea, go up in her room. She has a second closet on the left. That second closet are of clothes that are she will not wear again, that she's already worn. They're out of season for her. She's not going to wear them again. Get something from that closet. So she goes, are you sure Chelsea won't mind? Because, of course, Chelsea is out of town, which was so interesting to me. Why would they make Chelsea go out of town on her mom's big night, right? Honestly, I think Chelsea's out of town doing some digging on Eva. She's out of town to get proof. I really believe that. So anyway, Eva goes up and she gets one of Chelsea's, not Chelsea. I keep saying Chelsea because I'm still learning these characters' names. Kat. Kat is Nicole and Ted's daughter, right? She goes and she gets one of Kat's dresses that miraculously fit, right? It did, and it looked good on her. So she goes, now that there you go. She goes, I just, are you sure she's not gonna mind? She goes, no, she's not gonna mind. And I'm thinking, yes, she is. So you guys better text her and you better let her know that you told Eva to wear that dress. See, that is too wide open for Kat to come back because she's, seeing the pictures of the event. She'll see a picture of Eva in her dress. So anyway, but that's the fight for another day. So Eva gets to the country club early before Bill and Nicole because they still running late. And guess who she sees standing right there? She sees Leslie. And she goes over to her. She goes, what are you doing here? And Leslie goes, shh, I'm working. What are you doing here? She says, I'm working. I pretty much planned this whole event. She says, so I'm here making sure everything runs smoothly. And so she goes, you said you were going to leave this alone. Oh, this is just a temp job, happened to be here. She goes, no, you're up to something. And I'm telling you, Mom, this is not the place. This is not the day. Don't ruin. She goes, look, we both working. I got to go get drinks to people. And she's wearing the name Sherry, right? So now Eva is worried, getting worried. And she's thinking, oh no, she's gonna do something to mess everything up. Now, during the mingle, we have somebody comes up to Martin and says, hey, hey, look, I've got a really good lead for Smitty. I understand he's looking to get his feet wet again. And it was a network, it was a good position, right? And he goes, oh, you've got the information wrong. He goes, really? That's not what I heard. He goes, yeah, no, he's considering it, but no, no, something really, really small if he takes it. But no, it was just something a fleeting thought that he had. He's happy at home. And so the guy says, he goes, as a matter of fact, he's over it now. So this isn't even worth this position. It's not even worth bringing up to him and mentioning it. And so the guy goes, oh, well, okay, but it was a shame because he would be really good for this. And I thought, you are gaslighting your own husband, gaslighting him. If he honestly feels Smitty's not going to hear about what he said, he's sadly mistaken. But then again, guess what? He don't care. He will just blow Smitty off, period, and say, you didn't need that assignment. You know, whew. So his grandfather comes over and he goes, Martin, no, so the guy walks away. And his grandfather goes up to him and he says, you don't think that I know what's going on? And Martin looks at him and says, what are you talking about? He goes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He says, you are arrogant and you are delusional. I'm thinking, whoa, whoa. To think you're going to run for president? You think that? He goes, boy, you ain't ready for all that entails. He said, first and foremost, you notice you didn't talk to me about it. Because he's like, how did you hear? He goes, boy, I have my connections everywhere. I know who's thinking of doing what in politics. I may not be the current senator, but oh, I still have my finger on the pulse. And I'm telling you, Martin, you better get rid of that idea. He said, because you are Black and you don't know the scrutiny they're going to put your life through. They're going to comb through your life with a fine tooth comb. He goes, and you and I both know there's something to find. And I was like, ooh, look at the way he's looking at his grandson, talking to him. There's something to find. So you better give up on that. And Smitty's across the room and he's looking at the way Vernon is talking to Martin. And he was standing there with somebody. I think it was his kids. And they're like, ooh, look like granddad is. No, I don't think it was somebody else. I don't think it was his kids. But they made the comment, oh, it looked like they're having an argument there, a disagreement. And so Smitty comes over and he goes, everything okay here? And Vernon says, yeah, everything's fine. How you doing, Smitty? Look, enjoy your evening. And he walks away. And Smitty looks at Martin and he goes, is it? He goes, fine. It's fine, Martin. Right? So he walks away and Eva is not Eva, Leslie smash slash Sherry is making drink or supposed to be passing out drinks. And so Martin's getting ready to go in with Smitty and the teens. He goes over to Sherry and he goes, excuse me, miss, I'm at the table inside in the front on the left, family table on the left. Could you come in and come over and get our drink order? And she goes, sure. But anyway, that's when Leslie comes back up to her and says, you know what? I'm telling you, Mom. She goes, I'm telling you, you need to leave. She goes, I'm going to do no such thing. Now, I have a drink order to go get. So she walks in there and Eva's like, God. And then Nicole and Ted come in. Now, Ted sees her because he tells Nicole, honey, why don't you go in? Because it's almost time. They're almost late. I will go get us a couple of drinks. And so she goes, okay. So he goes, excuse me, miss. And Leslie turns around, slash Dana, slash Sherry, turns around. He goes, what are you doing here? She goes, I'm working. He goes, and what are you up to? I told you to stay away from my wife. She goes, I'm working. I didn't know that this event was for your wife when I took the job, but I'm not going anywhere. And you can't tell me what to do. I do what I want. And so he comes back in, and Nicole is like, I thought you were going to get us drinks. He goes, oh, I couldn't find a server. So he's sitting down, and the event's going. Danny does a good job of her emceeing. Now, everybody, I didn't take a snip of this, but that room hardly had nobody in it. The tables were with family, with very few other people in the room. And I said, why did this event take that long to plan? You only have about 30 people here. And that's a gracious number. It was probably more like 25. And I thought, well, that's a farce of a big gala, awards gala attendance thing. Oh, come on, y'all. You could have did better. You should have made everybody in the community come to that. You made everybody in the community go to Bill and Haley's wedding. Anita Dupree, you should have been on the phone saying, I know y'all go support my daughter Danny in her award, right? I knew I could count on you, but nope. It was sparse and scarce. So anyway, somebody was up talk. I think maybe Danny was talking again. Sherry has the nerve to say, can I get you coming over to Nicole, bent down? Can I get you a drink? And Ted looks around Nicole and looking at Sherry or slash Dana slash Leslie. And actually, no, he don't know her by Leslie at all. He only knows her by Dana because Leslie's the name Eva uses. So nobody, yeah, there's no connection there, not with Ted, right? So Nicole looks, she goes, Sherry, what are you doing here? She goes, it's a temp job for the night. Imagine my surprise. This is for an event for you. I just want to I know event's going, but I just want to thank you again for what you did the other night on that roof for me. You don't, and I'm thinking, oh no, you ain't gonna hold a conversation while Danny is up there getting ready to bring up Nicole and Sherry just talking. And Ted is looking at her and Nicole's being polite, but kind of like, look, I gotta listen to for my name, right? I mean, so she goes, okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to get back to the job. But thank you again, Nicole. You deserve everything you're getting tonight. And she walks away. So she's standing back. Now, Danny brings up Nicole. Nicole gives her little speech. We don't have to hear it all, thank God. Right? And they show a clip of the video, her and Ted. And then Nicole says, look, I'm not going to stand here by myself because this would not all I wouldn't be able to accomplish everything that I have accomplished if it wasn't for my wonderful husband, Ted. Come on up here, honey. And he comes up there and oh, he's like, you know what? This award, yes, my wife and I are partners, but I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud that she is my partner. I couldn't have a better part. And Dana is just looking. And then she flashes to Ted is receiving the award, and he's saying how he couldn't do this without her. And she's all dressed up and she's looking with my wonderful wife, right? And that she's the wife. And then she snaps out of it. And she decides that she's going to go up and interrupt. And now this is going to be her plan. Well, the manager of all the servers who had talked to her before, giving her the ropes, telling her you don't have personal conversations with people. You're here to do a job. You're a worker. He comes up and he walks around in front of her as she's trying to go up to the podium. And she goes, what are you doing? And he takes her on. He goes, come with me. She goes, what? Come with me. So he takes her out into the little lobby or the outer area. And he says, I told you, you were here to do a job. You were there watching the event. You're supposed to be working. Now, mind you, other staff was watching the event. She was standing there with them. But anyway, she goes, oh, but I was still working. He goes, no. And I've received a complaint on you that you have been talking to the guest. Well, I may have had a couple conversations, but they weren't. He goes, oh, no, no, no. Mm-mm. I specifically laid out the rules before this began, and you have broken them. This is very unprofessional. Turn in your clothes, your uniform on your way out the door. Go get your personal belongings, change, and bye. You're done for the night. She goes, but he goes, no, no, bye. So she looks and she walks away. And in my mind, I'm thinking, let's see if it's really bye for her. Because a woman like her is going to change into her regular clothes and sneak right back in to try to do some dirt. So we'll see if she's really gone. So then the guy, the manager of the servers, came up to Eva and he said, thank you for alerting me of the problem with one of my servers. I have handled it and she is no longer here. And Eva looked and she goes, thank you very much. And I said, go, Eva. You got your mama evicted. Go, Eva. Go, Eva. Because she did not want that night ruined. She's starting to like the Richardsons, Nicole and Ted. As a matter of fact, when Nicole told Ted, your tie is a little crooked. Eva says, Nicole is right. Your tie is crooked. If you like, I could straighten it out for you. I used to work at a department store, so I know how to fix these ties. And he goes, well, sure, if you like. So she straightened it out and she fixed it. And, she's getting what do I want to say? A lady, I don't want to say infatuated because that's the wrong word. She's getting hung up on, I'll just say that. In Comment Corner, I want one of y'all to come up with the word I should use for the feeling she's starting to have, for Bill. It's a I can't think of the word because look, it's late. But she's liking the fact that this is my dad. And I could fix this. A daughter would do something like this because she was looking at their family picture again, the one that she transposed herself in when she was thinking. She was back there at the table too. And he goes, "What is this with you always looking at pictures of my family?" And so he goes, "I don't know. Should I be worried about you?" He was making a joke and she's just looking. And then Nicole comes in. She wasn't even dressed yet. She goes, "What's happening in here?" He goes, "She's always looking at pictures of the family." And so she goes, "No, I'm just admiring how close you all are. It's just nice, that's all." And he goes, and Nicole says, "It is nice. He's just teasing you." And that's when Nicole was talking and told her she was invited, but blah, blah, blah. But anyway, she's liking this. And when she told Ted, "I never knew my father walked away from me and my mother," he goes, "That's a shame." He goes, "Because you're a really nice young lady, even though she's a baby." And he says, "I couldn't imagine walking away from any of my children." And he was saying how Kat is just the daddy's girl. She thinks he hung the moon. And so the Eva had a little daydream where Bill was saying, "Thank you for coming into my life. Now my daughters, I'm so proud of my daughters. And you all love me and blah blah blah." And he goes, "And I love when you call me dad." And she's just standing there smiling because she was looking in a mirror. He goes, "What is it with all my women, from my wife to my daughters, always looking in the mirror at themselves?" I mean, nice little fantasy land conversation, right? Nice little fantasy land. So anyway, that's it. That's what happened. I mean, we'll see. The event is still going on. So we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow, they've been doing pretty good as a soap. We're doing cliffhanger Fridays. See, I love that because all the other soaps have gotten away from it. General Hospital doesn't do cliffhanger Friday. Young and the Restless definitely doesn't do a cliffhanger Friday. And I'm liking the fact that Beyond the Gates does a cliffhanger Friday. So, which is why I'm thinking Dana's gonna sneak back in there to try to do a dig. I really believe it. But it's not going to have the impact that she really wants it to have because the event will probably almost be over and Ted will probably intercept and or Eva again. So we shall see. Let's go to comment corner. Let me see. Comment corner. Comment corner. I'm gonna read section. Oh, let's see, Denzel. Oh, I can read all of yours today, Denzel. Denzel says it was great to see both Martin and Smitty's adopted kids, Nia Jackson and Aiden. Oh, that must be the name of the actors. At this point, Smitty still needs to leave Martin, hypocrite himself, because even though Martin wants Smitty to go back to work as a reporter. I still don't. No, Martin doesn't want him to go back to work, really. Fully, I don't fully trust Martin. Oh, he just said it was okay for one job. He's so controlling on poor Smitty and just needs to stop or to be stopped. I can't wait until Smitty finds out Martin is keeping a big secret, and I hope Smitty goes off on him too. Great review, DL. Uh, like always. Yep. And guess what? Martin's going to find out that, Smitty's going to find out that Martin's blocking him from good positions, really good positions, right? Sewing Room says, daily recap lady, thought the same. Martin's reacting like he's been attacked or tortured. Oro says, so maybe the reason Martin doesn't want Smitty to go back to work to be related to his plans to run for to be related to run his plans for running for president. He needs a dutiful little partner who's content with being by his side, uh, insecure much. One more thing. Good for Eva. She stopped crazy Leslie slash Sherry, forgot slash Dana, who whoever, from messing up the event for Nicole and Ted. That will play in her favor later when the Duprees find her out. And then Just Kay says, BTG hangout. A BTG hangout would be fun. Looking forward to it. Yeah, maybe mid-April we'll do it. I mean, we need more views because otherwise it'd be three people on the YouTube live. We got to have more than three, y'all. Um, Just Kay says, I'm thinking the same thing, Daily Recap Lady. Martin was attacked and defended himself. The sound I heard was like a car on a dirt road, but I could be wrong. I'm glad Tyrell, oh, see, I thought it was Tyrone, but Tyrell, you're probably right, and Samantha stood up for Smitty. Martin is way too controlling. I want a good twist in his in this Leslie and Ted storyline. Maybe Ted is the father, but Leslie is not the mother. Well, he definitely knows Leslie. And he says Ted could have had another affair, you know. Well, he told her, he goes, we had an affair and I broke that off. And Paige, it'll go away, right? I don't even think he knew she was pregnant. And I do believe it was before he met Nicole. Um, but see, it's funny. Eva seems to be younger than Martin, right? I think you know how soaps they kind of mess up the age, they make ages blend together. But if that timeline were true, Eva is older than Martin. If Eva's younger than Martin, then we already know Daddy, that's definitely Daddy baby. Um, Maybe Ted's the father, but okay, I already read that part. I want a good storyline, not the basic husband who had an affair and had a baby and didn't know storyline. I know that is the basic. Richard says another great review. Daily Recap Lady Martin is definitely out of line towards Smitty. He definitely is. I can't stand that. Um, and then Kimberly says, I have to get into BTG. I'm into BTG. I mean, really, I'm very into it. Davette says, this is a serious recopy of what they did on General Hospital with Selena Wu. Now, the reason why I say, yep, you're right, it is a serious recopy. Because remember, Selena was reeling in Gladys. She was trying to drain Sasha's bank account because she knew Gladys was in control. And that's why she had Cody working for her to get the money from the people. And that's honestly what I believe Joey is doing as well. Joey is there getting the money from the people. That's what I believe is happening. But I do believe Joey's going to be more sinister because he keeps saying that Doug has something that he's going to want, right? I hope he doesn't want Doug to start, trafficking human organs for him because he's a heart surgeon, right? Look, you're supposed to be saving the people, not taking their hearts out. But we'll see. We'll see what Joey wants from him. Maybe he's gonna want pharmaceutical. I don't know, but we're gonna see. We'll see what Joey is gonna want. Let's go back to comment corner. Uh, and then Just Kay says, not too much of a copy. We saw what was going on the outside, as in general GH audience, but not so much on the inside like BTG. No, we saw the inside. We saw Gladys going through her whole, oh my God, her losing. When she was losing, she would go into the depressions. When she's winning, she was spending money shopping, just buying fur coats. We got to see. And we got to see how when Selena would come around and collect, how Gladys was afraid they're gonna break her leg. Yeah, we saw a lot of the inside on GH. And then Davette says, Daily Recap Lady, I watch you all the time. I'm a diehard General Hospital fan, and I don't have any fancy way to watch the other show that runs at the same time. You mean this one, Beyond the Gates? I'm trying to keep up with my Beyond the Gates updates through, though I'm really confused at who is who. Oh, and you know what? Oh my goodness, if I can remember when I'm calling names, maybe especially when we're dealing with Ashley, who's the nurse, and Derek, who's the fireman. Maybe I'll say their names and what they are, who they are. Maybe that'll help if I can remember. Because it's taken me a minute, right? It's taken me a minute to learn these names. It really is. And then Lucy says, I'm not sure, but about Andre and Ashley. Who's Ashley? When you said that, I'm trying to figure out who is Ashley. Her husband did. Oh, Ashley. See, look. I just said Ashley the nurse, right? Ashley, her husband Derek is the better man for her. Derek and Ashley are not married. Derek and Ashley are engaged. Ashley still has her own place, and Derek has his. He just spends the night. Um, a lot of the time. And then Gladys says, Dear Daily Recap, lady friend, I just appreciate listening to you at General Hospital. You are so funny and thoughtful by explaining to us every step of the day. Well, no, trust me. Trust me, Gladys. I don't say everything on General Hospital because I fast forward what I'm not interested in. Love your mannerisms, the the looks at the screens, and your arms are never still. No, they're not. I'm always all over the place. I tape the show so I can watch it again at night. I wish you were my neighbor friend. May many blessings rain on you, dear girl. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words, Gladys. That's why we're here talking together like we're friends, right? Last comment is from Black, Purple, Turquoise. Smitty is definitely going to need to let Martin go. He's becoming more unstable and more emotionally abusive, if you ask me, by the day. What really ticked me off with Martin this episode is saying, "You'll take one assignment and we'll see how it goes." Just who does this delusional man think he's talking to? I felt the same way. Really? He's lost his mind. I'm going to need for bro to get out of the 40s and 50s mentality that he seems um that he seems to be in living in currently, uh, where one parent is bound to the household while the other is strictly out and about being the breadwinner for the family. This is 2025, and Martin better recognize what time it is really soon and get on the levels of the rest of us here in the 21st century. He's acting very chauvinistic and controlling over Smitty. I'm going and I'm really not here for that. Even their kids see it and want their dad to be able to go back to work and have his choices of what he wants to do with his life separately away from them and from Martin in terms of no longer being home 24/7 on call like a maid. And speaking of it, it was cool seeing Samantha and Tyrell for the first time today on BTG. They're both awesome, and I'm loving them so far already. Yes, me too. Thank you, thank you. But see, Martin is chauvinistic, and we all can't stand him. However, he wants to be president, so first husband would have to pretty much now do first husband stuff. Even if he's vice president, second husband, the second husband stuff, right? But that doesn't mean that they have zero interest. That just doesn't mean that. Martin right now is absolutely not in the running for anything. So Smitty could do what he wants. Smitty could have a budding career, even all through the campaign. Long as he's there by Martin's side for rallies and everything, they're good, right? They are good. So anyway, everybody, that's it. That's it for today's daily recap for Behind the Gates. I'll be back tomorrow for Cliffhanger Friday.